Hello friends, and welcome to the Crypto Stacker channel. Folks, if you're watching for the very first time, please know I only make these videos for entertainment, education, and for community building around the tokens that I am talking about. So please do your own research before you decide whether or not this project or any project is right for you. Today we're talking about the Tarp token, or Totally a Rug Pull. This token is going on 2 months old, and there's some interesting things happening with this project. So I'm going to jump in. We'll show you a little bit about what's happening fundamentally with Tarp, and then give you kind of an interesting, almost eerie comparison, and then I'll show you some reflections or how their free token program works. All right. So friends, currently there are 4,371 holders of Tarp. Yesterday, there were 6 more. So this is going in the wrong direction, but it's super, super early, and it could even be a reporting thing that small. Not too worried about it, but that's why we track these things. Okay, having history of these projects gives us some context to the numbers. The market cap for Tarp currently is 22,397,000. The price 4023. Volume 288,351. So the volume's come down a little bit here. The burn since currently, this is not so much on the day, but it's just a current state of being, and I'll show you where I find that. Currently 3.04% of the total supply has been burned. Now at this volume and price, this rate of burn would suggest that it would take about 80 days to burn 1% of the supply. 1% of the supply would be 10 billion tokens. Okay, that would be about 4.56% per year. Now the actual number of tokens that's burned since I last recorded it, okay, and this goes from the 10th to the 16th. So in 6 days, we've actually burned 6,297,000 tokens. Okay, now that's ahead of what this is projecting, and the rationale for that can be found in Matt Mordia's in his Twitter feed. So the developers decided that they would burn some tokens. So 2 billion were sent to the dead wallet, and it says this is helping protect us against rug pulls, but it truly is nice. You know, I mean, there's a lot of projects that are looking for ways to burn. Now, Tarp has a mechanism built in to it that helps it burn tokens all the time. Every time there's a transaction, I'll show you where we can find that information. But the developers decided to give a gift to the community and accelerated the burn by sending a couple billion tokens to the dead wallet. So very, very cool. Let's see here. I was talking about how this tokenomics work, or how the burn works. And you can see that there's built into this product a 1% burn, 1% reflection, 1% goes to a developer's wallet for future growth and marketing, and there's a 1% liquidity wallet. Liquidity means adding tokens to pools so that people can buy and sell very smoothly. Instead of having to pair up one for one, a buyer with a seller, there's just a pool of tokens, and you can buy into that pool and sell into the pool, and it just makes it so it's easy for you to process your transactions, not having to sit there and kind of wait like, well, I want to sell, 100 million, and I need to find enough other sellers out there or buyers in the world that will buy them so I can cash out. Or I want to buy 100 million, and I've got to find a bunch of people. I might be able to buy some here and some there from different sellers. The liquidity pool takes that out by just putting them inside of a pooled account, and buyers and sellers can just buy and sell out of the pool. It makes it more liquid, actually, is the term, but smoother process. Okay, so reflections. Every time somebody buys or sells Tarp, 1% is withheld and then redistributed back to holders. And I'm going to show you my reflections at the end of the video. And 1% is burned or goes to this dead wallet. So here in the BSC scan, you can look for projects on the Binance Smart Chain, Tarp one of those, And you can see here, there is this dead wallet. So 1% of every buy and sell gets sent to this, never to return into circulation. And currently 3.03% of the supply has been burned. And I've got that represented here in the worksheet. All right, for an eerie similarity, okay? The Saitama project was launched in May. 2 months in, they tweeted out a screenshot of what the progress of the token was at the time. And it was kind of demonstrating some excitement, but it's pretty interesting if you look at those numbers where they were. Okay, so this is July of 2021. Tarp now is moving towards that, 2 months of being out there and available. It's just over a month, I guess. But you can see here, Saitama had 4,676 holders 2 months in. 4,371. So we're on a pretty good pace here. Then you look at what their diluted market cap was, 13 million, almost 14 million. Tarp in a month, 23 million. So actually a little ahead of where that project was at the time. Now, this isn't to do an apples to apples comparison and say because of A, then B, but it is kind of interesting to see that Tarp is on track and moving along nicely, gaining holders, and has built a pretty robust market cap for a starting project, especially in light of the fact that there are so many projects out there now. As a matter of fact, that's one of the things Tarp aims to solve, which is there's so many projects out there. How do you know if they're safe for investment? CoinMarketCap would suggest there are almost 17,000 different cryptocurrencies. CoinGecko.com, they've got 12,000 listed on their platform. So there's tons and tons of projects out there, and quite frankly, they're not all good. As a matter of fact, some of them are flat out designed from day one to be a scam. So what Matt and Justin are trying to do with Tarp is they're trying to create essentially a platform or an app that will allow investors to look at these new projects, or look at any project for that matter, and have the app scan over it and give an overview and maybe a safety score for the investor. Now, this isn't a guarantee that you're going to make money in those. The success of the project is wholly based in the developers and the community that builds around the token, their use case and things like that. But what it will tell you is, hey, this thing is actually designed to be a money suck from people, or potentially even a scam. And for those of us who've been around in crypto for a little while, it's not uncommon that we've been rugged. Okay, I've definitely participated in one, and there's a second one that I could say is questionable whether or not it's a rug pull at this point. But I think this project has a pretty bright future because there's a massive need for this. You get tons of new projects all the time. How do we know if they're safe for investors? This is something unique. I haven't seen anybody else take this approach. And when I'm looking at tokens right now, uniqueness is one of the things I'm looking at. I don't want one that's just coming with another play to earn game, or using hype to try to build a community. I want something that shows some promise for the future and has some kind of utility that will make it attractive for investors for the long term. So we're looking forward to see how that comes out. If you're brand new to the Tarp token, I would recommend coming to the Totally a Rug Pull website. Look at the rug map, which is kind of a roadmap of what they have planned and also what they've accomplished. And then read the rug paper, which is kind of the legal description of cryptocurrencies that gives you an overview of the project, how it works, how many tokens were minted. It'll talk about this burn, reflection, the development wallet, the liquidity, and some of the plans that the project has for the future. So highly recommended you do at least those two things as part of your research. Folks, let's take a quick look at this reflections program. So I have been invested in Tarp now since really close to the first of the month. I bought a small position on the 4th. I added a little bit to it on the 5th because I had additional tokens in my wallet that didn't go in the first round. And so I've got currently about 11,345,000 tokens. Okay, that's an increase from the 10th, the last time I wrote this down, of 4,115 tokens. Where did those tokens come from? They're part of the Reflections program. Since I first invested, I've increased my total token count by almost 11,000 tokens. And those are tokens that, to me, were free. Now, at the current price, those tokens only have a value of about 25 cents. But I've been in other projects with these reflections, and let me tell you, you get them early, you get more early on because the price is lower. So that 1% of each transaction is buying more tokens. And as the price starts to go up, the value of the reflections can be substantial, including in one project, my reflections actually exceeded my initial investment in the project. So very cool. I mean, this is what passive income is all about. You're sleeping and your money is working for you. So projects like this, I like the ones with reflections because your wallet is growing even though you're not adding more money. So I'll probably be adding more to mine, dollar cost averaging, and looking to maybe take up a position somewhere in the 100 million token range by the time it's all said and done. Now, I'm not a uber wealthy investor. I'm just new to cryptocurrency in the last year. Most of my serious money is in my retirement account, and it does what it does. And this is the money that I'm trying to invest on my own and see if I can bolster up my financial security for myself and my family. So, folks, hope you're having an amazing night. If you haven't looked into Tarp, take a look at their website. Again, it's totallyarugpull.com. And you can also visit, they've got resources at the contact portion of this. Probably one of the best resources is their Discord link. I've been spending some time there. Lots of valuable information, lots of people there you can ask your questions to, including the developers are in the Discord from time to time. So folks, have an amazing night. Hope you're doing well. Check back with me soon and we will watch our crypto stacks grow together.